Picture this. It's a Friday in the early 2000s, you've just arrived at your local video store and are walking down the PlayStation 2 aisle where you can find some of the most iconic platformers ever released. Then, in your infinite childlike wisdom, you swiftly rent a licensed game for some kids movie you just watched. Sadly, this was the case for me as a child and I never played some of the PlayStation hits. Until recently. My name is Tyler, aka Springline Gaming, and I'm on a quest to not only platinum 2024's Astro Bot, but all of the games featuring the rescued cameo bots that I can. After clearing the first galaxy of Astro Bot, I landed on my first full game, 2002's Ratchet Clank, or at least the PlayStation 3 remaster with added trophy support. If you'd like to follow along for the rest of the journey, or would like to check out some of the hidden gems on the PlayStation, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and hit that notification bell so you know when to catch the live streams of whatever we're playing. Ratchet & Clank is a series I've had my eyes on for a long time, sporting several mainline games, multiple spin-offs, and even a movie. And thankfully, this challenge gave me the perfect excuse to finally take the plunge, an experience which probably elevated my blood pressure more than necessary. The platinum process for this game was split into three main categories. First, I needed to complete the story. Then, I could worry about any remaining collectibles, which included 40 golden bolts hidden across the planets and 30 skill points awarded for doing miscellaneous actions, several of which earned their own trophy. Finally, I had to collect 1,000,000 bolts, the game's currency, over the course of my playthrough, which, given the rate at which you collect bolts, wasn't going to happen anytime soon. But that'll be a problem for later. The story kicks off in space, naturally, where we meet one of our titular protagonists, Clank, a defective yet lovable warbot. Fresh off the assembly line, Clank learns of an evil scheme of Chairman Drex, 2002's other evil alien performance by Kevin Michael Richardson. Chairman Drex claims the people of his planet have nowhere to live due to rampant pollution. Wonder who caused that.
I, Chairman Drex.
And has devised a plan to build his people a new home comprised of pieces of various planets, dooming said planets in the process.
Some of you will die, and that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make.
Clank, with no time for nonsense, promptly skedaddles and crash lands on Veldin where he meets Ratchet, a Lombax mechanic who just wants to explore the stars. Clank requests Ratchet's help finding Captain Quark, a galactic hero of epic chin and proportions, to help stop Chairman Drex's schemes. And with our brief introduction to the plot out of the way, we fly off to Nivalis, which is currently under attack by Drex's forces. After a quick and professional landing, we were on our first main planet. Right away, I started to get a feel for the game's combat and enemy types, while also picking up the locations of my next two planets, Iridia and Kerwan, where Captain Quark might be. Also on Nivalis, I found my first golden bolt tucked behind a good old-fashioned bomb wall.
A golden bolt! I think that's gonna be one of the main collectibles in the game.
Having explored Nivalis to my heart's desire, we sped off to our next planet and repeated the cycle of exploration, combat, and planet hopping. Along the way, we picked up additional weapons and useful gadgets, including a swing shot that allowed me to grapple to certain targets and a helipack upgrade for Clank, essentially giving me a higher jump and the ability to glide.
Doesn't look good, Chief. Not looking good.
While on Iridia, we also procured a hoverboard from Skid McMarks. Yes, that is his actual name. Once the hoverboard was mine, an internal clock counting down to my next mental breakdown unknowingly started within me, but again, that was a problem for later.
Getting faster.
Our path of clues eventually led us to Eudora, a lush world under attack by Drek due to its high tree content. Eudora holds a special place in my heart because it was home to the very first trophies I'd ever get in this series, starting with Vehicle Bombardier for destroying 10 vehicles.
So is that it? Vehicle Bombardier.
And later, Very Sucky for obtaining the Suck Cannon. This game is batting 1,000 with its names. After leaving Eudora, we head to a space station apparently being used to test new gadgets, including the Grind Boots, which let me relive the glory days of playing Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Also on the space station, we get our first taste of Clank's gameplay, which I ended up liking a lot more than I thought I would. It's slower, but I was highly entertained by the use of these mini robots,
What the hell are all these?
who my chat and I lovingly named Sean, Tarzan, Kennedy, and Danny.
That thing looks big and scary. Go get him.
Go Minions! Hell yeah, little dude! Hell yeah! Oh.
Rest in peace, Gadgebot. He died as he lived. Really, really quickly.
They were brave soldiers, may they rest in peace. Before leaving the station, we encounter our first real boss fight, a giant bug-like creature simply referred to as the Alien Queen. After dispatching her super easily,
I'm sorry, this guy's got me like clenched butt cheeks. I'm scared for my life. Did we do it?
it's just that simple. We ran through the space station again to defeat her using only our wrench to obtain the Girl Trouble trophy before speeding off to Rilgar.
We did it. Skill point. Girl Trouble. Know what that's like.
Rilgar was a place of struggle for me, both in pursuit of a few skill points that we'll touch on in a moment, but also as the site of the game's primary bulk grinding collection, which gave me a lot more trouble than it needed to. While on Rilgar, we finally ran into Captain Quark, who gives us the location of our next planet, his headquarters, where he tells us to meet him for hero training to prepare us for the fight against Drek. That's all good and well, but before that I had a mission. I had to compete in a hoverboard race and earn 2 more trophies, including the game's only gold trophy that isn't tied to collectibles or story completion. The race began and I could instantly feel that the controls were going to be a problem and they were going to take a little bit of getting used to, and even though my first attempt clocked in at a staggering 2 minutes and 35 seconds, I naively believed shaving off an entire minute for the speedy trophy would be no problem.
204. So we had a 31-second improvement. That's really good. If we have another 31-second improvement, we got the trophy.
Boy, was I mistaken. Desperation, unstable game performance, and mounting frustration made the next 5.5 hours of my life a living hell.
Second place, minute 52. We're getting there. We just need to save 18 more seconds. All right, we gotta lock in. It's okay, there's always... okay. I need to race so well that these AI are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. That's not it.
Got him!
Do the tricks give me speed, and should I be doing them? I guess this is what we're doing for the rest of the stream, so lock the f*** in. I feel like, look, I'm in first place and hit a 34-second lap. I feel like I hit maximum fucking speed. I broke into the nth dimension. I went past fucking Plaid. I hit ludicrous speed, and it was still 34 seconds. Oh yeah, that.
No.
I think we did. No. Do you know there's like obstacles and shit on the track? I brought with me a souvenir from my Stephen King show. So I'll share with the class. I brought a clown. Because as you can see, we're fucking twins.
At some point, I decided to take a break and focus solely on the race's other trophy, performing a move called the Twisty McMarks. While still not easy, I was able to pull this off in considerably less time.
There's always next lap.
With a renewed spirit coming off the high of earning another trophy, I was back to the speedy grind until finally, I managed to pull it off.
Yes! That might legitimately be the hardest trophy that I've ever gotten in my entire life.
With the stress of Rilgar out of the way for right now, I continue the story on Umbrus, where, after surviving the Gauntlet of Hero Training, it's revealed that Captain Quark has betrayed us, and has been working for Drek in return for a position as the official spokesman of his new planet. After another boss fight with a monster sent by Quark to kill us, Ratchet's goal has shifted entirely to getting revenge on Quark for his betrayal. You know what they say, kids, never meet your heroes. At this point in the story, Ratchet and Clank's building tension with each other comes to a boil as Clank reminds Ratchet of the very real threat, Drek, that still needs stopping. Up to this point in the game, I hadn't been a fan of how Ratchet treated Clank, and I was going to need a serious shift in his attitude towards his little companion if I wanted to enjoy the next several games in the franchise.
What do you think he means, genius? He's not gonna help us, he's gonna kill us.
Yeah, you stupid little dumb little idiot. Clank agrees to keep helping Ratchet fly around if Ratchet agrees to do the right thing by helping people. The pair fly off to their next batch of destinations, where I picked up a few trophies, including Lombax Magnetic for acquiring Magna Boots on Orkson, and Destroyed for destroying several Blarg destroyers on Gaspar.
That should be a trophy. Destroyed. Nice.
Eventually, I acquired all the tools I needed to perform the infinite bolts glitch that would allow me to accrue the million bolts I needed much faster than through legitimate gameplay, so I took a break to go do that. Essentially, you need to use a decoy gun to push yourself through a wall on this specific section of Realgar near where the race starts. After some careful platforming, you eventually find yourself on the racetrack on foot. Once you've navigated the racetrack to this particular spot, you can stand under a large wall of boxes and keep your taunter activated while endless bolts rain down on your head. Here's the problem with this method. For whatever reason, you can only do it once per playthrough. If you start it and leave, you'll have to wait until you start a New Game Plus run and make it back to Realgar. It seems random, but this information will become important later. Here's the other thing. The speed at which bolts accrue is entirely dependent on the setup of these boxes above you. Sometimes you can get lucky and have a glorious wall of boxes to rain down on you. Other times you may get scraps, like so. This trophy is estimated to take 5 to 8 hours depending on how many bolts you'd collected up to that point. I left my PlayStation running, my controller rubber banded in the classic fashion, for 11 hours before reaching the 400,000 range. After some deliberation, I decided to cut my losses and just hope the setup would look better in New Game Plus. Back on the streets of Realgar and with my pockets lined a little bit better, I took a detour and purchased the series' iconic weapon, the Rhino, for 150,000 bolts, earning the Ultimate Animal Trophy.
Look at this thing, man. I'm pretty sure this is like the video game cover art. Ultimate Animal. Nice.
It's clear why this weapon costs so much, as it's clearly meant to be purchased in the late game. It quickly became my favorite weapon and turned combat encounters into a joke. I essentially started to see it as an I win button in combat scenarios. Now that my inventory was filled with fancy new weapons and gadgets, I decided to explore some past planets to start scooping up collectibles, also earning the Transported trophy for destroying 3 flying ships on Iridia. Eventually, I managed to pick up an O2 mask on Pokitaru, which I immediately used to obtain the Buried Treasure trophy by destroying all underwater TNT crates in the planet's ocean area. More importantly, the O2 mask allowed me to explore areas with Ratchet that were previously inaccessible, so it was back to Orkson we went. Back on Orkson, I managed to scoop up 2 additional skill point trophies, Hey Over Here, for luring an enemy into a force field, and Sniper, for shooting one of these annoying little alarm enemies through this conveniently placed tube.
I still haven't found the alleged sniper hole. What's that? There's like a hole of some sort over there. Is this it? Oh, that's a screamer. That's a screamer right there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was also able to purchase much needed health upgrades, awarding me with the Hit Me More and Nano This trophies. The game continued as normal, following the same Explore Planet, Get Gadget, Find the Next Planet formula, while I snagged the Pest Control trophy for defeating all of the ankle biters on Hoven.
Good lord, man. Hey! Trophy? Pest Control. Nice.
And these are not the droids you're looking for by obtaining the Persuader, a tool that would give me a discount on future weapons. I ended up on a station orbiting the planet Altanis, where I earned Sitting Ducks, another skill point trophy for destroying well-hidden cargo ships, and the All Quarked Up trophy for defeating Captain Quark in an aerial battle.
Thanks. Sucks to suck. Maybe next time don't be such a guy. Alright, so I assume that's how we're gonna get down to Altanis. Quark is history. Alright. All Quarked Up.
After another quick diversion to pick up the Take Aim trophy for destroying a fighter or a bomber on Nivalis, we were off to Altanis to find the shipwrecked Captain Quark. While on Altanis, where Clank got to take a well-deserved break due to the rain, I scooped up the Gadgeteer trophy for acquiring all weapons.
This was it. And it was... sweet!
Sweet!
Congratulations.
The Morpho Ray! Ooh, also trophy. Gadgeteer.
Hold down the circle button.
I guess that's for getting all the original weapons?
The Vandal trophy for destroying all streetlights, and the Acquire Sketchbook trophy for earning 15 of the 30 available skill points.
I heard the skill point noise. I'm like a little trophy goblin. Oh. Two? Two for the price of one? We got a buy one, get one free trophy? Unlock Sketchbook.
I found Captain Quark at a makeshift salesman booth.
Also, is that Captain Quark? We're about to throw hands. We are throwing hands. He's set up like he's got like a little lemonade stand of gadgets.
Captain Quark.
Captain Quark.
Where he started the rest of his days as a washed-up shill for Gadgetron after his questionable actions with Chairman Drek. After briefly becoming Kaiju Clank on his birth planet of Kortu, we received intel that Drek's megaplanet was nearing completion, and he only needs a part from Ratchet's homeworld of Veldin to complete it. This knowledge finally drives the point home to Ratchet that what Drek is doing is indeed wrong and needs to be stopped, providing Ratchet with some much-needed character development. But before we can head off to Veldin, we take a pit stop on Kalibo 3, where I do my best to keep the PTSD demons away while taking part in another hoverboard race, this time getting the Magician trophy for earning 4,500 points in the race by pulling off tricks, which, while not as hard as the Speedy trophy, was still difficult in its own right.
I don't know how it gave me a revolverator. That's it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Past the finish line at the last second. Magician. I feel like a magician because that was fucking magic. I don't know how it happened. The numbers they don't make sense. The score, it'd be like, here's 20 points. Just kidding. 350.
Finally, we've reached Chairman Drek's fleet of ships overlooking Veldin, where I traverse a deadly water maze without taking damage to acquire the Careful Cruise trophy before we head down to the planet's surface.
I just need to make it. I need there to be enough time for me to get out. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. I gotta get out. As Zach Braff said in the Disney Channel film, Careful Cruise, nice. Chicken Little. We are the champions, my friend.
On Veldin, before converting good old Kevin, I earned the Going Commando trophy for defeating 10 of Drek's elite guards using only my wrench. With nothing outstanding in my way, it's time for the epic boss battle with Chairman Drek, which was turned into a cakewalk by the Rhino, my Shayla. Once Drek is defeated, Ratchet turns his planet-destroying weapon onto the megaplanet, where both it and Chairman Drek are slaughtered mercilessly, and the game is completed with no uncomfortable cutscenes, earning us the Drek This trophy. At this point, the game gives you the option of teleporting back to the start of Veldin before the boss fight, or starting a New Game Plus run. I opted to go back and explore to get the remaining golden bolts before starting New Game Plus. On my golden bolt hunt, I managed to snag the Quark-tastic trophy for destroying the Quark training dummy, and the Strike a Pose trophy for standing between the legs of the statue above Al's RoboShack, both on Kerwan. Finally, I found the final golden bolt, earning me the Bolt Commando trophy. I really enjoyed the golden bolt hunt. Several of them were hidden in very unique ways, which forced me to really take my time and properly explore the planets they were hidden on. Some of them I don't believe I ever would have found on my own without the help of some devoted Ratchet and Clank fans in the chat. They were that well hidden.
Clear the eyes out a little bit so I can see. Look with your special eyes. Look over the edge. Oh, looky there.
Yes, I have the taunter. I've got everything. Oh my god, you said that and I immediately understood. Yep, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it now. Yep. Dude, once again, Shirley with the MVP. Oh my god, I could have got that on my first time through if I had just thought for 2 seconds and been a smart person. With the golden bolt squared away, it was time to start a New Game Plus run, as I didn't want the Million Bolt trophy to be the final thing left to do for the Platinum, as I planned to do that off stream. Once I started over, I took a detour on Planet Nivalis to a room you can only get to in New Game Plus to purchase 10 golden weapons that were basically improved versions of the original weapons. All said and done, the weapons cost every gold bolt we had collected in addition to 250,000 bolts, which thankfully we had ready. Purchasing all 10 netted me the Ratchet King Midas trophy, and from there it was a beeline back to Rogar for round 2 of the bolt glitch. I found the second run much easier, as I had a clear goal in mind, a lay of the land, and much less important things like double health and the Rhino that absolutely contributed in no way towards the ease. Once more on Rogar, I set up the bolt glitch a second time and was blessed with the Mount Everest of boxes. With the controller rebanded, the Bolt Collector trophy popped in just under 3 hours with approximately 320,000 bolts collected to cross the threshold. All that stood between the Platinum and I was to head back to a pre-New Game Plus save and collect the final 10 skill points. Thankfully, once you beat the game, you're provided with a list of skill point names and locations, though you aren't given instructions on how to get them. While this irritated me at first, I appreciated being able to think through what the game would want me to do based on the titles and my environment, and the lack of hand-holding resulted in a much more rewarding experience.
And I'm just, ooh, you know what, it could be here. I was gonna say, I'm just kind of like guessing across you. That could be it. Like, do that without touching the ground or without falling. Oh, that was it. Hey, one down.
On the path to getting the remaining skill points, I got the Cluck Cluck trophy for turning a tank into a chicken using the Morpho Ray on Rilgar, and the Eat Lead trophy for destroying all tanks on Battaglia with a Sandmouse. After solving the final skill point, the Skillful trophy was mine, and with it, the first platinum in this gargantuan series.
Oh my god, skill point. That's it. It was just no damage. Is that it? Skillful? Let's go! We're done! We're done! We did it! Ratchet & Clank's done! Oh my god. We did it! Hoo-ah! Woo! We did it! Yay!
Overall, my playthrough was giving me fears that the Ratchet & Clank series wouldn't live up to my expectations, and Ratchet's personality was really starting to get to me. However, over time, I really grew to appreciate the game's atmosphere and formula, and with the hope that Ratchet will learn to be a better friend now stronger than ever, I really can't wait to see what the franchise has in store for me. The sequels will have to wait, however, as the ever-omniscient power of the randomizer wheel determined that my chat would have the honor of picking the next platinum, which they almost unanimously decided would be another game that had piqued my curiosity, the 1996 rhythm powerhouse Parappa the Rapper. Can I break the bounds of cool and unlock the secrets of sticking to the beat? You'll just have to tune in to find out. Until next time, thanks for watching.